Hello, welcome to the 4thDown podcast. For today, we're your hosts, Alex and
Mickey.
and today we are going to be doing a week one pick'em. And so this season we have decided to do a fun little game. We're going to pick all the games from week one to week 18, and every week we'll release the weekly picks and see who has the most picks at the end of the season. So it should be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And so today we're going to be starting with week one.
Obviously.
16 games are now going to be commencing the NFL season. And we'll start off with Thursday as the Buffalo Bills will go to the defending Super Bowl champion Los Angeles Rams.
This is the first week that all the teams are undefeated.
Mm-hmm. And we're going to see the first team that's going to be undefeated Thursday. Bills-Rams should be a lot of fun.
Yeah, I think that should be a really good game.
I think a lot of people are saying that's going to be a Super Bowl preview, which for a week one matchup, it's really obviously too early to tell.
I mean, that's not completely, unreasonable to say that's a Super Bowl contender for that game, but it is very early to tell. And the Rams are coming off of a Super Bowl high, but it's hard to repeat that.
Mm-hmm. I think, obviously, the Bills have a lot of talent, including Adam Von Miller, the former Super Bowl MVP, but I really do believe it's hard to beat at a Super Bowl banner night, opening night. So I think the LA Rams, and they got better too. They got Allen Robinson. They hardly lost anybody except for Von Miller, maybe OBJ. But I think the Rams are going to take this one because Super Bowl night, everyone's in a good mood, everyone's hyped. Bills, it's going to be a close game. It's going to maybe go in overtime, in my personal opinion, but I think the Rams are going to win good.
Yeah, I would agree with that too. The Rams do have the home field advantage, and they are coming off of the Super Bowl high. Now, as me and you have discussed before, home advantage for some teams are not as impactful as others.
Mm-hmm.
So, a Bills home game is going to be rowdier and bigger and have a bigger crowd than an LA home game. But coming off of their Super Bowl win, coming off of that high, I would say, if I was betting, I'd probably bet on the Rams. But neither one would surprise me.
No, it can go either way. I mean, could be a lot of shock. I mean, you look at Dallas, Tampa Bay last year. Dallas should have won their game. But anyways, we'll talk about that game here later on in the day. But let's start with the 1 p.m. games. Sunday, New Orleans at Atlanta.
So this is another interesting one. The Saints last year were a team where we got to the end of the season and I still couldn't tell if they were good or not.
Mm-hmm.
And then, with the Falcons, I don't really know what they're doing.
Yeah, they lost their franchise quarterback to a trade or rebuilding. This should be an easy win for the Saints.
Yeah, I would say the Saints are probably gonna take over. Jameson Winston is getting more in his groove, and
Only concern probably off his ACL tear, but I think with him and his rehab, he should get back to normal, especially, with, and without Sean Payne too, but I still think the Saints are going to be not only winning this game, but they could be a dark horse for the playoffs, so I say with Saints.
I think that's a bold prediction. I don't know that I agree with that, but again, the Saints are one of those teams last year where they had a lot of potential, but they weren't quite there.
Mm-hmm.
And if they can get in a groove, if they can figure out a good rhythm, I think they could,
Mm-hmm.
but I don't know that they will.
All right, so we're both picking the Saints. So far, we're both picking the same team, so let's keep it going. This one we'll probably agree. San Francisco at Chicago. Chicago is a hot mess. San Francisco is interesting because Jimmy Garoppolo's staying, but Trey Lance is probably going to start. But the Niners are obviously a better team. I think San Francisco wins easily. Not Niner defense would not surprise me if they get. Bold prediction, 8 sacks on Justin Fields with that Bears O-line.
I mean, I definitely think the Niners are gonna win. I think that's an easy prediction, but I don't know about 8 sacks.
I mean, a little bold, but I think. So they're both agreeing in San Francisco?
Yeah.
Pittsburgh at Cincinnati. This is my upset of the week. Me personally. I think this is going to be an interesting game for a lot of reasons. Bengals will have that Super Bowl hanger. Was the 1 year run a fluke? and also we get to see Mitch Trubisky in that Pittsburgh Steelers offense. But I personally think the Pittsburgh Steelers is going to upset Cincinnati Bengals. I think that Steelers defense is really well. They got lucky in the preseason because T.J. Watt almost suffered. T.J. Watt almost suffered a rough injury, but luckily he's okay along with Deontay Johnson. But anyway, back to this real quick. I think Mr. Trubisky, and we actually went to that Steelers game. He looked good. We're not a Steelers fan, by the way, but he looked good, and I
Speak
think
for yourself.
And I think I don't know. I just like the way Pittsburgh's going into the season with a new quarterback and everything. They're not gonna win a division, obviously, but I think this is a team that if they can get the right pieces.
They're not going to win the division, obviously. We're talking about a division rival. Anyway.
Yeah, but I think Pittsburgh with Najee Harris, T.J. Watt, and all them guys, I think they're gonna go to Cincinnati and beat the Bengals. That's an upset for me. I think that's a good upset to pick.
Okay. So here's my thing. I love Pittsburgh. I like the Steelers. I think they were in a really good spot. And we went to that preseason game of the Steelers against the Lions, and Mitch Trubisky did look good. So did Kenny Pickett. I don't think that he'll play week 1. But I don't know that they're in a good enough position right now as a team, as a unit, to go in and beat the Bengals at home. So I would bet on Cincinnati if I was betting. Now, if this wasn't week 1, if this was later in the season, I don't know.
Steelers are 7-point underdogs in this game.
That doesn't surprise me. Now, I could see it. I could see the Steelers. And the Steelers also have the advantage of having a good defense against the Bengals O-line.
And I know a lot of people hate Mike Tomlin, but Mike Tomlin's a great coach.
Mike Tomlin is a good coach.
He's as now. Not as now, but he's better than Zach Taylor.
Yes. So Pittsburgh has a lot of stuff going for them, but with having Mitch Trubisky and having a new quarterback, trying to figure all of that out, I don't know that week 1 is going to be their week.
If Mr. Trubisky goes in there, plays like we saw in that week 1 drive, I think, yeah.
He has a ton of talent. He has the capabilities.
And he's free from the Bears, so.
Yeah, but I just don't know if it is not just him. It's the whole team, the defense is solid, but the offense is still figuring out what they're doing.
Mm-hmm. All right, so first game we picked opposites.
Yeah.
Let's go New England at Miami. Another interesting matchup. This one go either way. My heart says New England, but I think Miami is going to win. I think Miami has the better talent when it comes to the team. I know Patriots made a playoff, Miami didn't, but Miami last couple seasons beat New England a couple times, and
yeah, this game could definitely go either way.
I'm gonna pick Miami.
So Miami does have the talent. And they just got Tyreek Hill. They have Jalen Waddle. They have a good group around them.
They have a really good offense. If Tua can help,
The Patriots have good management.
And they always seem to have a really good defense, but they lost Stephon Gilmore. Well, actually, they lost him last season, but anyways, yeah.
Yeah, and that's why I would go for the Patriots week 1. But that's another game that I could see going either way.
Ravens, Jets, we don't need to talk about this one.
Yeah, we don't really need to talk about that one.
We're both agreeing on Baltimore. Are we giving the Jets? Okay. real quick before we get... I'm just joking. The Jets, like I said a couple videos ago, I love their offseason. I love the Jets draft. I think the Jets did tremendously well. Zach Wilson, if he steps up, obviously, in year 2, this could be a chance, but I think Baltimore, with the Jets, who they're have the injury bug right now. Zach Wilson got hurt. I think one of their best tackles got hurt. He's out for the season. Ravens are the healthier team and a better team. I think Ravens are gonna not only go in there and win, but I think they're gonna dominate the game.
Well, and think about the Ravens last season and how well they did not being a healthy team with all the injuries they had.
Mm-hmm.
So if they can stay healthy, I think they could make a deep run this season.
Oh, they were. I mean, that's in our video. We gotta.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we're both agreeing on the Ravens.
Yes.
All right. Next game. The Jacksonville and Washington. Jacksonville improved. Washington technically improved.
I mean, I could see this game going either way.
The worst games of picks are the two crappy teams playing.
I mean, yeah.
I know we talked yesterday about like a preview. I said Washington, but I might change my mind and go Jacksonville. Because I think Jacksonville has the better talent, especially with all the free agents they picked up.
I'm going to go Washington. And I don't have a reason for that. Other than just to be different than you.
Alright, so
Just
Jacksonville.
to prove you wrong.
Revenge game, Cleveland at Carolina. Baker Mayfield gets to play against his former team week 1.
I mean, I would pick Carolina.
I mean, I hope Baker Mayfield throws like 400 yards and 5 touchdowns.
I mean, I don't know about 400 yards. Maybe.
Okay, 399.
Yeah, maybe 3. But, it's going to be interesting to see what the Browns do.
They're going to run low with Nick Chubb.
Yeah, I mean, they're going to rely on their running backs a lot.
Only problem is Kareem Hunt. I mean, people are going to be comments be like, you have not seen the news? I'm like, I don't know what the latest on Kareem Hunt is. I know he asked for a trade. I don't know if he's back at camp or not. If he's still in that holdout phase, they're relying on Nick Chubb, which that is bad.
Yeah, because if your running back is your star player and you play them and you push them and something happens, that's not...
But Jacoby Brissett's a decent backup. I think Jacoby Brissett will give the Browns a couple wins, just not this one. So I'm going to go Carolina.
Okay. The next one we don't have to talk about very long either.
You know what? I want to talk about this one real quick.
Okay.
Interesting take. So there's a lot of people, not really a whole lot of people, but people speculating that the Matt Ryan in Indianapolis is kind of like their Matthew Stafford to the Rams. Do you think?
I don't know that I agree
No.
with that.
But
I think Matt Ryan is a solid quarterback, but I don't think...
Indy, I think, with Matt Ryan, if he doesn't... I mean, if he keeps playing like he did, especially during his MVP year in 2017, I think Indy will make the playoffs. And I want to talk about Houston real quick, because I think Houston's getting a lot of crap that they do not deserve. Houston's not a bad team. Davis Mills is a terrific rookie quarterback. And, Jonathan Taylor... I mean, this is Indy, but Jonathan Taylor's obviously a stud. But, Houston has Brandon Cooks. I think this will have Laramie Tunsil. And Houston's not a bad team. They had a lot of upsets last year. Tennessee, I think, beat Jacksonville, one time, too, a couple times. Like, Houston's not that garbage team, but I still think Indy...
Houston's not a I mean, they definitely have a lot of talent.
I mean, they're going to be in the bottom 5, but... They can pull some
I don't think they're going to beat the Colts. It might be... I think it's going to be closer than people are expecting.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't think they're going to pull out the win.
So, we're both agreeing on Indy.
Yeah.
Philly at the Lions. This one could have upset written all over it if the Lions played their card right.
I mean, the Lions have definitely... I think we're definitely going to see a lot of improvement from last year. And again, last year... they beat the Cardinals, they tied with the Steelers, and it was like
They beat the Vikings.
They beat the Vikings. They were beating the teams you didn't think they were going to beat, and then...
They kind of kept pace with the Packers a little bit with their stars in the first half.
Yeah.
They won that game, but I don't want them to cut out like a win. But anyways.
But at the same point, Philadelphia is a solid team.
And they had probably one of the best offseasons too. I said Philadelphia and the Raiders are the two best off seasons.
You know, I love the Lions. I love to root for the underdog, but I would bet on Philly for this game.
Watch the Lions win like 28-0.
It would be closer than that. If the Lions win, it's not going to be 28-0.
But yeah, I agree, Philly. So we're both picking Philly.
Yeah, we're both picking Philly.
All right, I think we're in the 4:25 p.m. games now. We're not gonna talk about this one long. Giants, Titans. Just
We're not
mark
gonna
them
talk
down.
about that one.
Giants are a hot mess. I did like the fact they fired Joe Judge because I think Joe Judge was one of the reasons why Daniel Jones couldn't develop properly. I know they hired a guy from Buffalo, but I think the Giants will be a little better. But at Tennessee, Ron Tannehill has something to prove. We know Ron Tannehill could have an MVP season like Aaron Rodgers when they dropped Jordan Love, and they have Derrick Henry. They lost A.J. Brown, but you have Derrick Henry. So Tennessee.
Yeah, I mean, I don't have anything to add.
Pretty
to that.
much same thing I said.
Yeah. Oh, the next one.
They-
We've been talking about this a lot.
Then we got Green Bay at Minnesota, which will be Fox's America's Game of the Week. That's gonna be an interesting one. That's gonna be one brand new coach from Minnesota. Week 1, Green Bay did not play any of their starters. I don't think Minnesota played their starters too. But and a lot of people know I'm a Packers fan on here. But I think it's gonna be like Tom Brady 2020. Without Devontae Adams, you're gonna lose a little bit of chemistry. I know it's still Aaron Rodgers, but the first couple weeks, I think Aaron Rodgers is not gonna put up amazing numbers. They're gonna rely more on the ground game, Aaron Jones.
It's gonna be like Saints versus Packers week 1.
I think it's gonna be closer.
Yeah, I know it's gonna be closer, but
I think the Minnesota Vikings will still lose this game
really,
because there's one thing you don't want to do, and especially with experts nowadays, is you doubt Aaron Rodgers' ability to make plays and all that.
listen.
And with Aaron Jones, and don't forget too, that Packers defense is gonna be scary this season.
Okay, and I agree with that, and I think that's another point that you have to think about too. Is like,
If Aaron Rodgers can score 20 points, Green Bay wins this game.
They're playing the defense. They're not playing offense versus offense. And I think it depends on how the Packers' chemistry is. But historically, in recent years, the Packers have not done well coming off of a break. And that's why I would pick the Vikings.
Yes, I mean.
And I think they both are good teams. I think it's going to be a close game.
I think the number one thing that concerns me too, that makes me, I pick Green Bay ultimately because Aaron Rodgers and that amazing Packers defense. It's not biased, but if I were
Packers
to,
defense is really
but
good.
if I were to pick Minnesota, it's strictly because you have a new coach, and no one knows about the new coach. No one knows about the Vikings play calling ability. No one's gonna know what this Vikings offense is gonna do with that new head coach, Kevin O'Connell from the Rams.
Well, yeah, and the Vikings have all of the pieces
And they just
to
picked
make
up,
a deep run.
and they just picked up Zadarius Smith. I think that's their pretty much their big free agent signing is Zadarius Smith.
So yeah, week 1, I would pick the Vikings.
All right, so we're split Packers Vikings. There's another game we might be split on. The Chiefs at the Arizona Cardinals.
Yeah. So
Don't count on Mahomes.
really,
Arizona is a team where they're good, but they're not Super Bowl contender good. I mean, we saw that last year after their 7-0 start and after Rasul Douglas picked them off.
you said don't count out Mahomes. I thought you said don't count on him. Okay, that makes more sense.
No, I said yeah. I said yeah.
Okay, I was so confused for a minute.
Well, Mahomes.
yeah,
But
I mean,
this is gonna be Mahomes' biggest test because now I get to see if Mahomes is gonna be really good without Tyreek Hill. I mean, you still have Travis Kelce, and plus you picked up Juju Smith-Schuster and Marquez Valdes-Scantling, which Marquez Valdes-Scantling has really good speed too. So I mean,
and to be honest, they made it all the way to the AFC Championship last year, and I don't think they utilized Tyreek Hill as much as they could have. So really, is it that much of a loss for them?
I know, we have a great coach, and their defense is a little concession. They did lose their star safety, but I'm picking Mahomes.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
You're picking
Although,
Mahomes?
the Cardinals could surprise us.
I'm gonna say it best. Cliff Kingsbury's gonna be on a hot seat this season. I mean, they've had these great start season and then collapse. Games like this I know it's week 1, but games like this, you gotta win those games.
Yeah.
So yeah, Kansas City. Any more else, or are we good?
No, we're good. The next one's another interesting one.
Raiders or Chargers? I'm picking the Raiders in this one. I mean, both teams, tremendous off seasons. Chargers got J.C. Jackson and Khalil Mack, while the Raiders got Devontae Adams and Chandler Jones. But the Chargers, I just don't trust yet. They're 9-8. They're being overhyped, in my personal opinion.
I don't know how I feel about this one. I really feel like this one could go either way, and I think whoever wins that game is going to get a good momentum going for the rest of the season.
This is my game of the week.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, this is...
Surprised I'm surprised the national coverage is in this game.
I don't know. I might go for the Chargers.
Chargers? Okay. Two more games. Anything else to add? Or are we good?
No, but I really think, like... I don't know. I think this game is going to have more implications later in the season than some of the other ones.
Mm-hmm. All right. This one could have implications by week 18. Tampa Bay at Dallas. Same team, same week, but this time Tampa goes to Jerry's World instead of going to Tampa Bay. And last time these two teams faced, it was a 2-point win for the Bucks. The Bucks are 2-point favorites to win.
See, Dallas is another team that has all of the pieces they need, and they struggle to put it all together.
It's tough because...
But the Bucks are not the same team they were last season. They're still a force to be reckoned with.
Is Tom Brady going to play like Tom Brady still? Because Tom Brady just seems weird this season.
Well, I mean...
Not personally, but like he's torn with retirement. He retired for a couple months. He went back, and then apparently a lot of stuff going. He took a 12-day absence. He's like, I got a lot of crap doing. 40 years old, mid-40s. Is Tom Brady gonna be able to put up stats? Because you don't seem like to be committed to the game as he is. I mean, and it all comes to an end. It's life.
I mean, I agree with that, but at the same time, I think I'm sure he can like put that all aside and go out and play the game. You know, I don't. Okay.
This is a tough game.
I'm gonna bet. Like, if I was betting, I would pick Dallas. They're at home, and some games, like some home games, when you're at your home stadium and you're Dallas or Green Bay or Pittsburgh and you have a huge fan base, that does impact it,
Mm-hmm.
It's different than when you're, like, a smaller fan base like the Chargers and you don't have as much of a home field advantage. And at the same time, I think Tampa Bay is a good team. They're a solid team. They're going to do very well. But I don't know how good they're going to be at week 1.
Dallas wins. I think, my main concern is how Tom Brady's going to play after the offseason he's had. Is he going to, I know he still wants to play, but, he's still going to be good, but he's not going to be like 5,000 yards again. But I think Dallas at home with Dak Prescott. You did lose Amari Cooper, which is going to hurt. But I think the Cowboys have a lot to prove after their playoff collapse. So I think Dallas wins.
Okay, and then the last game, Monday Night Football.
We have nothing to talk about. You already know who we're picking. If you pick the other team to win, listen. Let's have the chat before we real fix. Who do you think's gonna win this game? An MVP, not MVP, but a Super Bowl champion with a new team against his former team that kind of did him dirty.
Yeah, I mean,
With Geno Smith, the quarterback.
I think the Broncos could have a deep run this season. And I have no idea what Seattle is going to look like at all.
But I mean, to be fair, I'm gonna take this back, but Seattle could play with a lot of fire too because they're like Russell Wilson come back to town. Let's prove him that hey, he sure enough left us.
And they could. And now, like I said, I have no idea what Seattle will look like. So they could come out and they could be the top dog, but I wouldn't bet on that.
I think Denver wins easily. So yeah, that's my pick, Denver. I think Russell Wilson has a lot to prove, especially not for this game, but for the rest of the season. And smart idea by the NFL making this week 1 because nobody wants to see like the 1-10 Seahawks going to see 8-3 Broncos.
Yeah.
So like it's 0-0. It looks good on paper. So and it's week 1, so fans are gonna be more into the game than you scheduled for like week 10 game.
Yeah, and I agree.
All right. Any last minute thoughts before we close on week 1 picks?
No, I don't know. I'm excited to see how it plays out.
Yeah, I think it'll be good. Yeah, it's gonna be a lot of fun this season. We're excited to see how our picks turn out, and we hope you guys, follow us along too and make your own predictions down below and give us your. Here's a question: give us your bold prediction for one of these games. That's our comment for today. Question for today: what's your bold prediction for one of these games?
Yeah, what's your unpopular opinion?
Mine, like I said, I think San Francisco gets 8 sacks on Justin Fields.
I mean,
I say 8 sacks.
okay.
All right. Well, thank you all for listening. We'll catch you all later.
Yeah, thanks.
Yeah, bye.